Hi, my name is Tamiye, and I grew up in foster care. The question that I get asked most often is, how was that? When I was younger, I really disliked that question. But as I got older, I tried to educate people on the system and how it all works. I think that people would like to know that the system is a great system, but it doesn't always work that way. I did get lucky and I was able to be with the same family from the age of 2 to 16, whereas a lot of kids are not as lucky as I am. But I didn't see it that way when I was younger. I got visitation with my mom until the age of 7, so I always pretty much knew I was a foster child. And that really made me feel different. Kind of knowing that the family that you have isn't your family and that you have other family out there makes it difficult to adjust. From 5 to 12, I really struggled with difficult thoughts about being left. Why didn't my mom love me? Why would somebody leave their kid? Those types of thoughts, and it was very hard. At the beginning of being a foster child, I wasn't the only child in the home. There were other children, but they didn't stay. So for one reason or another, they all either got to go back to their families or move on to another home. And that weighed really heavy on me because as a young kid, I thought that they were leaving because it was my fault somehow. So it kind of warped my thinking a little bit in that I had anything to do with them leaving. And from that moment is when I really struggled with loneliness. My foster mom, she worked a lot, so she wasn't home, and I was pretty much an only child from that point on. When I was 16, I was on my own, and I struggled with homelessness for about 1.5 years at that point. And it was at that point that I met the woman who took me in, and I really love her for what she did for me, because she took me in when a lot of people were at the ends of their rope with me and, didn't really want to have much to do with me at that point. They couldn't see past my struggles. But she took me in with all my problems. She loved me. She encouraged me, even though we weren't from the same background or anything like that. But she had a lot of understanding for me. And she really encouraged me to find a faith, find something to believe in. And when I did, she encouraged me in it. And that was where the seed was planted. And I still struggled off and on with that. But one day I got this light that said, oh, is this what God's love feels like? And it was pretty neat. And from there, I just, that one little bit, and then I tried to work on it more and more. And she gave me the courage to work on it more. She always encouraged me to do that. As I got older, I still had some bumps and some bad days, but I didn't give up. There were definitely periods of my life where I wanted to give up. I felt like I needed to give up. I really felt discouraged and hopeless. But God didn't let go. He wouldn't let go, and so I couldn't either. As I started to see the pattern of God keeping His promises in my life to always be there, that really helped me to trust Him more. And as I trusted Him more, I started to see Him more. So I would just really tell people who are struggling to just trust Him. I know it's a really hard thing to do, You know, I struggle with trusting people. So how can you trust something you can't see? But the promises are there, and he's kept all those promises.